We welcome you inside the comfy confines of the South Carolina Stingrays front office for another episode of Stingrays TV. Joseph Zakshesky with you, joined alongside Stingrays head coach and director of hockey operations, Spencer Carberry, for another big player announcement for the organization today. And Drew MacKenzie, a defenseman, joining the team. And, Coach, certainly a big opportunity for Drew to come down to South Carolina. Had a great season with the Alaska Aces last year. He was second in the team defense and overall points. Also very good on the back end as well in terms of plus-minus opportunities at the American Hockey League level. So he seems to have a complete package walking into the Low Country. Yeah, very impressive resume for Drew, having spent the last couple of years out in Calgary's organization with Abbotsford. So played under Troy Ward and Cale McLean out there. And has had a good start to his career. He was under contract with Abbotsford the last 2 years, so he wasn't an ECHL free agent. That's why you see him go up with the one American League team. And then last year, obviously winning the Kelly Cup with Alaska and proving that he can get the job done in the most important time of the year. And he's big. He will be big for us on the back end. He will log a ton of minutes playing in every situation. We're going to lean on him not only minutes-wise, but power play, PK, on at the end of games, whether we're leading or down a goal. We're going to lean on him for leadership-wise. And guys on the back end, all our first, second-year guys that are coming in, he's going to be a guy that they're going to be looking to see how you go about being a successful pro, because he's been there before and done it and played in the American League for a substantial amount of time. So he's a good defenseman at our level, a real good defenseman at our level, and we're going to lean on him heavily this coming up year. We talked about it an episode ago, just about the connections that a lot of players have to each other, the other players in that locker room, and comes from the same hometown, same college school as Jack Downing, who signed with the team as well. So it helps that you got guys that are references for each other about how the organization is going to work. That way they're not maybe asking you a lot of questions come camp time, but asking each other questions and working things out as a team. And I love that, because every coach, every GM at our level is essentially saying the same types of things. Here's what we have to offer. Here's the great things. Look at this great spot. This organization is top notch. We do this, we do that. But I always say, guys, call guys you know. Call guys that have played in this league, that have played in this organization. So anytime a guy has a real close friend that's played here, I say just call him, ask him any question you want. Ask him about me, what he liked, what he didn't like, and then you can make a real educated decision on whether this is a spot that you'd like to be in. Drew's knows Downs really well, knows Lee Maffey from being from the Connecticut area. So it's good. I think he's going to be a great fit in here. I think he knows exactly what he's getting himself into with the organization and with myself. So we're excited to have Drew for next season. Coach, thank you for your time. Thanks, Joey. Stingrays head coach Spencer Carberry talking about our latest acquisition in defenseman Drew MacKenzie. We are thrilled to be joined on the phone by newly signed Stingrays defenseman Drew MacKenzie as he joins the organization for the 2014-15 season. And Drew, first and foremost, welcome to the Stingrays. You're coming off a big year as a member of the Alaska Aces, where you won a Kelly Cup championship with them last season. So now you get to start over, come out to the East Coast, come back to the East Coast where you were born and raised. So welcome to the team.
Hey, thanks a lot, Joey. Happy to be here.
Now, certainly, as I mentioned, a big year for you last year, and I know that's something that head coach Spencer Carberry is really proud of, just to see your numbers. 46 games with the Alaska Aces, 20 points, 3 goals and 17 assists, and then you helped them tremendously with their Kelly Cup championship run, 11 games, 8 points, and not to mention on the back end, you were a plus 18 in the regular season, a plus 9, so certainly a lot of positives coming into training camp this year.
No, yeah, it was a fun year. We had a really good team, probably the best team I've seen at the East Coast level. And I don't know, just all the stars aligned for us throughout the year, and we ended up finishing the job. And it'll definitely be a year I remember, and happy to move on, though, and try to win another one in South Carolina.
Now, what have your conversations been like with head coach Spencer Carberry? Because certainly he's going to rely on you a lot in terms of just kind of cradling that defensive core and being a leader on the ice. So what have some of your conversations been with him, and what are the expectations from a player standpoint?
Our conversations have just been about me kind of being a leader for younger guys coming in. We should have a young D-core, so he wants me to kind of show the guys the ropes in terms of, how pro hockey works, and I know you can expect big minutes out of me and be reliable both ends of the ice. So just happy to do it.
Now, we were talking before this interview began, and the way the summer has gone for a lot of the Stingrays and a lot of the signings and announcements that we've had is there always seems to be a connection somewhere, either to a current player that's with the team or a former player with the team. So you always have some good people to reference their time in South Carolina with, and you grew up in the same hometown up in Connecticut with Jack Downing, who just rejoined the organization not too long ago, and then, of course, University of Vermont, where you were with Rob Medor. Right. And then in your time in the American Hockey League a couple years ago, you were with our former head coach, Cale McLean. So there was a lot of people you could use and rely upon to kind of help feel out what the organization is about and what the Lowcountry is about.
Yeah, no, I've had so many friends and former coaches and whatnot be a part of the South Carolina Stingrays organization. They've said nothing but positive things, and even a couple of years ago, me and Jack Downing, Pat Culleby, a bunch of us who played at Vermont, we did like a week trip down to Folly Beach, and I kind of just fell in love with the city then. It's a great place to live, and I know every year they're really competitive in the ECHL, so it was kind of a no-brainer.
So with that being said, and you already kind of having an idea of what the city's all about, how excited are you for you personally when Coach Carberry came calling and said that he wanted to have you as a member of the Stingrays?
No, yeah, it was awesome. Truthfully, I just really wanted to be on the East Coast playing, and being from Connecticut, Charleston wasn't too far. And also, you know, it's a great place to be, as I said, in terms of the competitiveness of the hockey and just the city being just unbelievable.
Taking a look back over your numbers after your time at the University of Vermont, you really got your pro career started as a member of the Utah Grizzlies and in the Abbotsford Heat organization of the American Hockey League. And you really split your first professional season, but up in Abbotsford, that's when you had a chance to get to know our former head coach, Cale McLean. How instrumental was he? Because I know he's a great teacher out on the ice, and he even still gives our head coach pointers from time to time. At least that's what he admitted earlier this summer. So to be able to work and have a lot of great tools to become a better hockey player, especially with Cale, had to be a huge benefit right from the beginning.
No, yeah, Cale was awesome. Just really professional, really organized, the coach, and really approachable. Just an all-around great guy, and I know like everybody that has ever played for him has really liked him personally, as well as his coaching style. He was a hell of a coach, and I'm sure South Carolina fans miss him.
Now moving forward, we talked about your big year last year, and you had some time with the Abbotsford Heat then as well, but mostly with the Alaska Aces, helping them to a Kelly Cup championship. So you're coming from a pretty big high. How do you push yourself even further, both as a player and off the ice, to continue to get better? Because certainly, at least at the ECHL level, being a top defenseman that you were and winning a championship is the best way to go. So what's the next step? How do you keep progressing?
That's a good question. I think ultimately the goal is to move up the American League, but also, you know, getting better and helping a team win a championship. So, you know, the goal is to keep moving up to pursue, you know, the American League. But while I'm in South Carolina, you know, just winning games and helping my teammates get better.
Well, Drew, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. We're looking forward to seeing you down here in the Lowcountry. I know it's not going to be too long from now that we'll see you at the Carolina Ice Palace and out there for training camp.
All right, awesome. Thanks for having me, Joey.